Hello everyone! Today, we'll talk about one of the normative theories of education, the Montessori. But before we'll go through, let's talk about the brief background. Montessori education was founded and named after Dr. Maria Montessori. She is a physician, educator, and advocate of world peace. She developed her theories while working in a preschool, in which children have intellectual disabilities. While treating, she becomes interested with the children. She taught reading and mathematics to the children labeled as unteachable. In 1900s, she was given the opportunity in developing her pedagogy. She was appointed as the director in orthophrenic school for developmentally disabled children. While working with these children, she found out that their scores were higher than the normal one. By that, she came up with an idea that these children don't need a medical attention. Instead, they need an appropriate teaching pedagogy. And after that, she wanted to test her pedagogy in the normal one. That's why in 1907, she started her first school in a slum area of Rome. She called it as Casa dei Bambini, or in English name, Children's House. The Montessori method is a student-centered and comprehensive educational system design in which allows students to move and act in a prepared environment. By this, it encourages students to develop themselves by using the self-directed activities. Dr. Montessori believed in the importance of educating the senses before intellect. Montessori method is very different goal in today's educational system, in which it focuses on attaining the academic subject. Now, let's talk about Montessori in the context of instruction. Think about how you learn to bike, how you stare your friends and neighbors who are having fun of it. Is it because you observe them and you try it? Or is it because your father shows you how to do it and lets you try? Did you know that this kind of learning is a Montessori method? Now, let's try to find out how. The Montessori method is a student-centered and more on hands-on learning and collaborative play. According to Dr. Maria Montessori, experiential learning in this kind of classroom style can deepen the understanding of language, mathematics, science, music, social interaction, and etc. Experiential learning, it is engaging the student, or the student will learn by doing. And after that, they need to reflect. As they reflect, they learn. Same as how you learn to bike. You observe, and after observing, you did it. And after you did it, you reflect to yourself. In this method, they use didactic material. What do you mean by the didactic material? Is it designed to help students in their learning experiences and to improve their knowledge and understanding in this world by manipulation and experiences. In the Montessori method, they called it a sensorial material. And through this, it can boost the senses of the student. What are the 5 senses? We have the sense of touch, hearing, sight, smell, and remember that Dr. Maria Montessori believed in the importance of educating the senses before the intellect.
The Montessori teacher will guide a student with minimal support, ensuring that they will not be an obstacle in children's learning. On the other hand, the teachers are facilitators. The teachers will observe each child and present new lessons when they are ready. The teachers will demonstrate and model the learning and allow the students to learn their own way.
In this constructivist approach, student learns by interacting and engaging in their surroundings. Moreover, instead of teaching what to do, when, and why, children will create their own learning through their experiences.
Now, let's proceed to Montessori in the context of assessment. According to the Inner Sydney Montessori School, the assessment of learning in the Montessori is based on the observation of the whole child as they work and engage in the activities throughout the day. In evaluating students' performance, it is also needed to check or observe how they behave socially and emotionally while performing a task. There is a control error built into Montessori materials in which students can detect their mistakes and allow self-correction. The best example for this is the sensorial area. Now let's watch this video how kids or how the children correct themselves. Look at this kid how he arranged the cylinders. It has 10 cylinders and 10 holes. Each cylinder changes by diameter or by height. If he will put the cylinder in the wrong hole, the child will automatically detect, and after that, he will correct himself. Now, look at this how he correct himself after putting the cylinder in the wrong hole.
Whenever they have an activity, the teacher can share the work of their students to inspire one another. But this will never be compared, ranked, and graded against other students. In addition, teachers can assist students as individual but never as a class. Remember, in Montessori, there is no competition between students, and they don't use the extrinsic reward or punishments.
Now, we will explore the Montessori in the context of curriculum. In Montessori curriculum, there are 5 learning areas. These are practical life, sensorial, mathematics, language, and culture. These are the activities that help the students or children to prepare themselves for daily living. Through these activities, students gain coordination and control movements, as well as exploration of their surroundings. Doing such activities, children develop their self-discipline, focus capacity, and self-confidence by learning to complete a task from beginning to end. These are the examples of practical life activities. Next, the sensorial. These materials help to refine and activate the senses of children. Each material has distinct characteristics such as odor, size, weight, texture, flavor, color, and etc. These materials help children to activate their motor skills, visual, and auditory senses, and also it develops the coordination and the ability to order and classify. Each learning materials has control of error, which alerts children to any mistakes and allows self-correction with minimal support of the teacher. These are the examples of sensorial activities. The third area of learning, mathematics. This area of learning prepares the mind of children for sequential work. These are the examples of mathematics activities in Montessori. The fourth area, language. Phonetic awareness is the foundation of language. In Montessori, phonics is taught in synthetic way rather than analytic, in which children will learn the sound letter first before they will encode it in words or spelling and decode it or reading. These are the examples of language activities in Montessori.
From the earliest ages, our students learn to listen carefully. Here, toddlers name objects and isolate the beginning sound. Here,
The last area, culture. It allows children to explore the world around them. These are the examples of culture activities in Montessori. Lastly, we will discuss the Montessori in the context of classroom management. Classrooms are set up to facilitate and encourage learning. Now, we will explore the Montessori classroom. Classrooms are well organized. They minimize the things that can distract to the children. Observe the walls. Walls are painted by neutral colors. There are few objects, artworks, and living plants displayed. Classrooms are quiet and clutter-free. There are materials displayed that can activate the 5 senses of the students. There is a space for everything in the classroom, which is divided into several learning zones. Natural and real-life materials and activities are used. It has enough area for the kids to play without bothering the others. And also, it provides enough space for the children to store their personal belongings